Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Dead Space 3. Sorry if I get quiet it's got quiet there. I've been playing this game in the dark. Normally when I play games I have quite a bit of light on in my room. But for this game, since it's so incredibly dark, I've been turning off all of the points, all the lights in my room, just to get a better contrast. Although, in all fairness, it wouldn't be accurate to say I'm turning off all the lights as much as I'm turning off the lights, but then I still have 3 monitors going, so... 2 reload plus 1 damage. That's not anything new, I don't think. What is this? This is like the electric things, right? What am I supposed to be doing with this? We've got some kind of circuit that we have just not seen at all in the game at this point. This definitely feels like something that could have been in an Aliens game. I suppose it is worth saying that it's a shame we've not had any really great Aliens games out there. Alright, so we have some kind of old technology we haven't seen anywhere else that apparently was attached to a bomb. Which, yeah, that could have been cool as an idea, a concept. Still not sure if this alien is a necromorph or not, or a statue or not. I wouldn't be super surprised if it came back to life. Like everything else comes back to life in this game. Yeah, let's see if we are going to have any other scavenger bots. I guess we are.
Isaac, there he is! Danik! Shoot them!
Alright, well. I could have just shot him with the regular guns. Then that was so easy. Yeah. Here we've got another alien statue, I guess. I guess these are statues. Let's see. Can't hit them or shoot them or anything, so I assume they're just statues. Notice there's not really anything going on here. Like, I'm not getting attacked by necromorphs as the explosion happens. Unitologist circuit is set as available at the bench. And that's new. So apparently if you get all the collectibles, they should have told us at the beginning of the game this, you get a upgraded set. And see, I'm just sitting here reading this.
Getting away! Hang on! I've got a plan!
Pause now if you want to read this. Pause now if you want to read the rest of that. Yep. Do I have a plan? Is there something back here that you can work with? Nope, it just is glowing. So you kind of think these might be explosive charges, but what would you'd want to see here is the idea of necromorphs attacking you and or there being some kind of danger while you're trying to connect things. And plug in the charge.
Christ, you're heavy! Isaac, slip it!
So you've got the codex. Now, arguably, you just blow up the codex right now.
Over here. Where? Oh, hell. I'll meet you at the machine.
Like, I don't see why you wouldn't just play it safe here and destroy the codex. Because, yes, there are necromorphs on this planet. But has there been enough evidence or anything being said? Alright, so these are the aliens. They do seem to be smaller. Like, this definitely does not look like a statue. They're bigger than humans, however. It'd be funny if they started attacking you, but if they are going to attack you, they're going to be because they're necromorphic. And see, the aliens may have had flesh on them at one time, and they may just be starved necromorphs at this point. But yeah, I think the world might be safer just destroying the codex. That being said, we do have all those fake markers, which are, I think, red markers. Or were those the black markers? And with all of those markers around, maybe the necromorphs are opening up more. These look like air vents where we're going to start to see fairly large necromorphs crawl through it. But it does seem like this whole section of gameplay is going to be fairly limited. Yep. Again, these just all do feel like aliens. Are we trying to sever limbs? That was a lot of damage. Hey, there's a little explosive like babies. They did sneak them into the game. I don't think I'd be able to squash these and get any resources out of them even. They just kind of roll. Maybe that was the reason why we haven't seen them. These guys are so big that the idea of stomping on them is like there's just no animation there. Isaac cannot get his feet up high enough. There's this whole concept here, certainly that we could. I guess this is the optional mission.
Some of our brightest archaeologists and soldiers. What happened to them down here has served as a cautionary tale to us all. What drove them to such extreme behavior, to such depravity and violence? I have sequestered their bodies in the staging compound. There I hope to find answers, not only to their demise, but to the workings of the artifact they discovered in the depths.
So this should be the optional artifact storage mission, which I think probably will play out very similar to just a regular area. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the exact same location and layout as the other optional missions. Wouldn't be surprised if we have to turn on vertical sync. Yeah, we're just getting back very much to the looks. Alright, so we have 1:34. Let's come over here and see if there's any new suit. Nope. So we won't need to do anything with the suit. Meanwhile, let's investigate the artifact unitologist upgrades. Unitologist circuit set unlocked. Visit weapon upgrades menu to apply these upgrade circuits. Okay. So. We have 3 damage plus 1 rate of fire, plus 2 rate of fire. Can we do 3 damage, 3 clips? No. So, if I was going to do this, I'd lose some bullets. But it probably would be worth it. Although, maybe it's not. Because is it really upgrading our damage any? Wait a minute, let's look at this. No, it's 3 reload and 2 damage versus 3 rate of fire and damage. So I could put like one of those in, certainly. But then I need something that would give me more clips, which would probably then need to be a reload. And see, 3 reload plus clip, 2 clips doesn't work there. This does make a slight improvement here. Okay. I would just need something with more clips if that's really what I want to do. Otherwise, we're going with more reload, and we don't need more reload. We could go more faster rate of fire. Hmm. 3 reload plus 2 rate of fire. So a lot of these also at this point are kind of pointless. What I think really is happening here is I would need to have collected I would have needed to collected, I think, a lot of other things. Where is it? Can I just not craft anymore? Looking for the 2 reload, 3 rate of fire as an option. Oh, and I just do not have enough tungsten. Alright, well, I think can fix that fairly easily. 2 clip plus 1 rate of fire. There we go. I think we may very well still be short. Let's go ahead and get rid of that one. Go ahead and get rid of that one. Still short on, yep, tungsten. We need more. Let's see what do we have? Clips. 3 reload, 2 clips. Just plus 2 clip, we can get rid of that. And 2 clips plus 1 rate of fire is probably not really what we need. 2 damage, 2 clips. Probably what we do want. definitely have enough tungsten here to... Right, 3 reload, 2 rate of fire. Still not enough. Need a little bit more. Let's get rid of some of these damage ones. 2 reload plus 1 damage. 2 damage plus rate of fire. 2 damage, 2 clips. 3 reload, 2 damage. So we can get rid of that one, and we can get rid of that. That one. Let's see. Why is 3 reload, 2 rate of fire not upgrading anything at that point? Because it needs to be 3 rate of fire. What? Like 3 rate of fire versus 3 reload. Well, my reload has been good. Have I been? Alright. Rate of fire. 3 rate of fire, 2 damage. Doesn't seem to be upgrading anything. There's definitely a problem here in that, let's just craft this and put that there. Everything is just kind of weirdly backwards. Like the balance here just doesn't work, because you don't have anything that's like +3 minus something or +3 plus just 1. So I think I want to do 3 rate of fires, 2 damage here, and reduce my clip size to increase my damage. I probably don't really need 20 shots in the bullets, but almost I also think like I think we are going to run into a scenario where you are just going to end up changing things once again. Right. And we've been kind of moving things around, certainly. With our resources, which once again has increased the need for looking at resources. Yeah, and this 3 reload plus 2 damage is probably not really what you need. Probably are better off with 2 damage, 2 clips, unless there was something here that was 3 damage, which it would be this that you would be looking to craft, is increased rate of fires and damage. I'd still need more resources. I don't think I want to get rid of these unitologist set. It's also weird that the unitologist set of are the upgrades here. Our reloads at our maximum. We're trying to get our damage at the maximum. It is better to have less bullets and do more damage, certainly. But yeah, I just have no... I have nothing here that would give me enough tungsten at this level. So I pretty much, just because I don't have enough tungsten, once again, should leave it at this. +3 rate of fires, just to increase, and do damage, more damage. So I can shoot faster, I can reload at the maximum. Theoretically, this special the special frame I have might be bringing my speed up to close to maximum anyways, and it might just be not really explaining that well because of the green in the lower tool. Meanwhile, over here, it would make a lot more sense to have clip. So, like, I could upgrade reload and do 2 damage since I've got one of that. And probably can't really add anything that's super useful in this case, although it might be better to have slightly better reloads. Instead of trying to have more clips there. Let's look at our inventory too and just make sure we're good. Just wasting time is all we're really doing. So I hope that's a good trade-off. And now the scavenger's at the bench. But let's look at the progress, not on this specific chapter, but overall. Like, some of these co-op missions you can't do, so there may very well have been upgrades there. If I somehow found 4 EarthGov artifacts in the last chapters of the game, then I might get EarthGov upgrades or scaff artifacts. I might get that. Alien artifacts are your best bet, but even 6 alien artifacts being in the game, the remaining part of the game, is unlikely. So I think I just got really lucky to find all the unitology artifacts, of which there's only 6. So I probably won't get any kind of extra upgrades because of that. If I find all the logs, I might get like a suit. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't expect to get more circuits. If I find the rest of the weapon parts, you probably don't get any reward for that. There's one more blueprint. We'll probably find that, but I bet you don't get a reward for that. If I find the remaining circuits, which I probably won't, I've probably missed a few, you probably wouldn't get any extra reward for that. Yeah, and unless this scavenger bot hands me a massive amount of tungsten, it's just not worth it to even go any further with that. Alright, so we now are like super fast with 13 shots on that, and you can see that the reload is not that bad. Still can't telekinesis, even with our distance at the highest, can't get across the room with it. As for this gun, It's now at 38 with 4 grenades. And that feels good. This guy's gonna have us hand us some scavenger bots. So I think we're probably as well suited as we can be. We may end up fighting some regenerators. This would be, I guess, as good of a place as any to bring back the regenerators. But if it does bring back the regenerators, then we're going to end up running through this whole environment. The deep dig survivors refuse to speak. Whether this is a willing or a result of the trauma they observed is uncertain. Just pause now if you want to read this. And pause now if you want to read the rest of this. Like, I just don't want to read. I want these games to have read those things out loud. Even if it was just an AI voice.
The meaning of which I can only speculate. I had to work to pry the artifact from his cold, white hand. A curious object made of an unknown material, activated, it seems by sound. The markings are words, that I'm sure of, but without a means of translating them, I'm afraid its purpose will remain a mystery. If only there were more time, I could find other examples of the script stored here and unlock it.
Yeah, okay. This looks like probably a human and not an alien. Unless there were just multiple species of aliens on this planet, which would be expected. Although this could very well have been an alien and his mask just face fell off. Right, so we're going this way. Of course, the problem with a gun that fires really fast is we could very easily run out of bullets if we get really trigger happy and miss a bunch of shots. So if there could have been zero gravity in other locations, why not have us do that earlier in the game? We've been in these optional missions, and this clearly is just going to be using that same environment. Or there's basically 2 environments. So, and it has been definitely long enough for people to have forgotten that they can click the left stick to leave zero gravity, or the right bump to orient yourself to the floor, which seems like in this case it's always going to orient you upward. Is that dead or? No, I don't think it's dead. I'm just gonna be fairly cautious here. We don't have like health or air issues. That's what I meant to say. We don't really have air issues, so we're fine. Seems like we are going to just work our way sideways through here, which isn't a terrible thought. We've had a considerably small number of creatures decide to attack us and pretend like they're dead. I don't know if we've really run into any of that. Here you have a text log that's just floating in the air. Have to fly up to it to pick it up. Takes forever. You'd expect that you'd get attacked here. Pause now if you want to read this. Pause now if you want to read the last bit of that. Yeah, you would definitely expect something to attack you while you're reading dialogue logs at some point in the game. And I guess the idea here is that these blue things are the gravity plates. We'll just continuously shoot this until I feel like I've at least torn off enough limbs to satisfy me. I could very well just be wasting bullets, though. I mean, at a certain point I'm just attacking things that aren't even threats to me. There we go, stasis coating, which had I not just crafted that myself and just now gotten it, I don't see a way I would have been able to beat the game at all. Like, that just does not. Yeah, that does not play into my mind as a doable thing. I've relied so heavily on the stasis coating. I guess at some point we will take the escape passage. I thought the door was taking a while to open. See, so you have that like computerized voice. It wouldn't be too crazy to say that's in your suit and that your suit just automatically reads text files. And certainly if you're going to do a reboot of the game at this point, you could easily have AI like, is this guy gonna attack me? Nope, doesn't seem like it. He's just there for maybe a jump scare. Like, you could easily have an AI voice read things and it sound very good. Text-to-speech technology, if you're willing to pay, it works fairly well nowadays. It's not particularly great if you're not paying for the highest codecs. They just needed a bucket, clearly, although there's not really any explanation as to why this universe would have plastic buckets with biohazard material in it when everything else seems to be in crates or the little containers. Alright, so are we going up? Nope, we're going down again. Do I even want to waste bullets to try and avoid these? Because I think it's just like wholly unnecessary. There. Because what I would want to see is, can I walk close to this and pick it up? No. I feel like in previous games you were able to do that. And let's see. Alright, bit of a jump scare there. It didn't actually hit me, but I triggered it with my foot. That got me. I will admit that. As a jump scare. It's like there's a fog. Interesting. I don't know why there would be a fog there. It's not like this game has really done a lot to do anything with fog or textures or anything. I didn't hit back fast enough. I'm gonna assume it was this log. So pause now and read this if this is right. Sorry if it's wrong. Pause now if you want to read more. Pause now if you want to read the rest. Yet we are interesting how that bumps up. There's really no reason for that other than this is right here, so it's assuming you have to fly up and over that corner. Up. Yeah, I was thinking we would fight just regular necromorphs in this section, and it seems like we're going to end up fighting alien necromorphs more, which might indicate that we don't fight them that much in the actual game, the main game.
Warrior. Warrior.
Well, we might call a warrior on our side then. I mean, otherwise that information is fairly useless. It was down, down, double down is how I'm going to describe that. But is it a case where we're going to have to name things? See, and now we're all of a sudden seeing green. We haven't seen green in the game at all. This is an odd off-color palette moment where the aliens could have been green. Like, that would have been fine if they were glowing green. Yeah, I can just finally actually use this gun so to test it out properly. And that was excellent. Just triple shot each of the characters to kill them and pump a bunch of damage into them. That worked incredibly well. Although it did have me run out of bullets. Like a whole jump scare sequence like that doesn't even really affect me because like I can just walk back a little bit and pump them full of lead. Like that alien definitely felt smaller. It's weird though that there would be aliens and that there would be necromorphs and that they wouldn't, one or the other wouldn't have like dominated a region. Like really weird that you would have the crawling the little crawling creatures, and I think they're still around, but I think they're having a hard time finding their way to me. Yep. They're stuck on the edges of things. Which, yeah, if we had been fighting these creatures this whole time, and we kind of had learned that that sound means the baby necromorphs are nearby and we need to be careful, that would be great. And yeah, it seems like they just hang some of the zombie. Still end up having to stomp a lot of things just to make sure you get the items. And these Necromorphs, which feel like they're fairly pure Necromorphs, are kind of a blessing in disguise because they... Interesting, we now have like different kinds of writing on the ground. They give you resources back when you kill these guys, or when you stomp these guys, where a lot of these smaller creatures, not so much. We'll have to decide whether there's more resources to collect. I'm expecting to see a torque room at some point. Like, I think this was a torque room at one of the layouts. There's kind of nothing here. I'm gonna have to remember several things.
Final.
Double up, left, double up. So, if you don't do this optional mission, do you potentially not know how to use the codex and program it? I wonder if that is the case. It's been a while since we've seen a human. I guess up we go. Where's the rest of them coming from? Let's go ahead and use some health. And now I'm like doing so much damage that pretty much just a double shot can kill all these guys. I think at this point though, that might be somewhat of an infinitely spawning area. So let's see if we can maybe convince some people to come up to our level if they're gonna take us on. It's definitely something over there. Wonder if you cannot telekinesis items. Yeah, I guess maybe you just can't telekinesis objects that are collectibles. Takes forever. Pause now if you want to read this. Pause now if you want to read the rest of it. They don't seem like they're triggering the... That was an interesting sound effect. Yeah, the game having trouble letting me out of that area, so that was glitchy. Yeah, I would expect more Necromorphs to have run into tripwires, and what that really tells me is that you would be really stupid or unfortunate if you had upgraded your weapon to put out tripwires, because clearly that's not something that really benefits you. And I guess once again, if you were if you're doing this optional mission, you could be doing this in co-op. It's definitely not worth it to try and go down there and collect whatever generic items were left by those Necromorphs.
Exiting zero gravity.
It's really weird to have the zero gravity be a focus right now, though. What it makes me suspect is that every time we've seen the glitchy ladders in some of these other layouts, those were sections that were going to have zero gravity. Plus 2 damage, plus 2 clip, we already got that. Do we have anything? I mean, we can get rid of these things and sell some things, so there's enough of a reason. But we don't want to probably spend 4 minutes and wait for the scavenger bot to come back. And honestly, I'm not sure, unless I just had a lot more tungsten than I thought I did. 3 reload, 2 damage. Okay, I don't think I have enough here to craft something like that. I guess I do. 3 reload, 2 clips. I don't even know if that's really necessary, but it would probably. Yeah, just having faster reload in 2 clips instead of 2 reload in 1 clip. That might make an argument that at some point you could just craft a 3 reload in general, which I don't think we even have a 3 reload in general. So it would be 3 reload rate of fire that we would want to do, actually. Which maybe makes an argument that we have to reload 2 clips. Like, if we take that off, does that really reduce our clips any? Not really. I think that probably does. Yeah. Nope, it doesn't, so really don't need the clip at all. Well, actually you do, because it's giving you that third grenade. Which doesn't seem like much, but it is helping a little on that gun. Meanwhile, sell this. I think we put that in storage. I think your entire first playthrough very well probably centers around the idea of probably should craft some bullets. Yeah, that's fine. We don't have enough tungsten to make a tungsten bar, so we need to be fairly careful on that too. Yeah, your entire first playthrough might revolve around the idea of holding on to as many, like, 3 large health kits as possible. We came in through this door. We're going out through this door. Or this elevator. What is the door? Okay, so we have a guy that looks like he's gonna be a problem. Now we've got a third
Sacrifice.
left, double down, double up. Do we have something we can input in here? I don't think we can shoot these guys. These definitely look like regenerators, too. We now have the objective completed. Do we want a lot of bullets and 4 grenades on these guys? Or do we want to just try and take these guys out? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we straight up open this and there's just nothing here, and then these guys start attacking us. Otherwise, these are just going to be tricks. +2 rate of fire, +2 clips, semiconductors, Serrano's parts box, +2 rate of fire, +2 damage, somatic gel. A lot of this stuff is not seemingly anything of that use. Alright, well. Maybe this is the warning that the regenerators are coming back to life. I'm thinking at this point, let's see if we clip through the ground. No, we don't. Thank goodness. Is there something over here? So are we just waiting for a timer to go off, or what? Alright, well, have some of that. Have some of that. Have some of that. Oh, I was supposed to be hacking these, I guess. Well then. Alright, well. I probably wasted some bullets there. Are these the same places? Darn it. Alright, let's see if my stasis here is better. These aren't the same. But my stasis is fairly far. Was there anything downward? I don't think there was. Do I think these guys are particularly well suited to fight you in zero gravity? I don't think so. And that was pretty much what I expected to happen, is that we would end up awakening the regenerators for an exit section. And unless they're gonna throw something big at us here, I suspect we may just have a little bit more running to do, and then that'd be about it. I guess you're just exiting. I'm not even gonna bother to check. Yeah. I don't think there was anything more to do. There is a bench down there, but it's not, I think, worth it to go back to that bench. Like, we got a parts box, we got some circuits. It doesn't even really tell you what these circuits are. Seemingly we're gonna go up higher. We now in a row got the words warrior final sacrifice, which to my mind means it's telling me Isaac is going to have to sacrifice himself or the co-op partner. Either one could be considered a warrior, I think, in my book. See, if I was to sit here and go, where's the closest bench? Where's this closest suit kiosk? It all says it's that way. Was that optional section really worth it? Probably not. It did bump us up, certainly, as far as getting collectibles. But there still seems to be like 4 circuits that either I've missed or we'll find later. Still feels like this chapter could go on for a while in the main story. That optional mission once again just breaks up the flow of the main story, where in all reality, if you just ran from about chapter 14 or 15 to the end of the game, that probably should just be 2 chapters, not 4. One big boss fight chase sequence, not something that constantly stops you to go to benches to upgrade things or stops you to do optional missions. Unless there's something specific in the Sorrento's parts box that gives us a item of real importance, which I could only think the only thing I'm really looking for is a heavy EarthGov frame that seems like it would improve my more semi-automatic weapon. Yeah, I'm not really expecting to see anything else. It doesn't seem like we ever will get any kind of frame that gives us more than 4 upgrade slots on the top and bottom. And if we were to get yet another frame that upgraded our main weapon, we really would be close to maxing everything out at that point, which this definitely doesn't leave room for the games as service concept that this was obviously attempting to have, because if I can max out my main gun to near maximum in the first playthrough, there's really no reason to have a second playthrough or do any grinding or try to upgrade it even more, which, yeah, that breaks the whole concept completely. We will have to be slightly careful about having enough bullets, but we really don't have to be that careful, because even if I was from bench to bench for the rest of the game, completely running out of my stock of 100 bullets, I have so much scrap metal that I could craft new bullets every time I hit a bench. I don't know how you'd actually be able to beat the game, though, if you actually ran out of bullets. That should probably just let you die immediately, and I doubt the game would really let you run out of bullets. You'd have to go out of your way to not pick up bullets as you're killing things, or just run through it, which that might be an interesting speed run to watch somebody totally try and run through a game with 0 kills without glitching through the game also. There often are speed runs where people just glitch through the vast majority of the game, and that gets kind of boring because you're not even seeing the content of the game at that point. It can be interesting, but after a while it's so far off from the actual experience you expect to see that it becomes its own thing. Anyways, it's been another hour, so that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wish list. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.